and welcome to the Royals Rundown podcast, the Kansas City Royals podcast in association with Inside the Royals. I am Jake Milham, and joining me for a quick little conversation tonight, it's going to be Yost Malone, the one and only. How you doing tonight, man?
What is up? Thank you for having me back on. I thought I was never going to come back on, and I'm excited for it. I'm happy.
Yes, sir. Well, you know what? It's been a little bit of an up and down week in Royals stuff, but we're gonna take a step back. But we're still gonna be talking about baseball. Your following and your I don't want to say niche because it's bigger than a niche, but like one of your biggest interests is collecting, things from game day. The lineups, the cards, the baseballs. What it seems like whatever you get your hands on, you'll take it. Am I right?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I really got into, so there's a big thing of game used memorabilia. Mm-hmm. There's a huge market for it. A ton of people are really interested. It's kind of, it's a market and like a hobby I just got into. And I was like, game used stuff, anything that can be used in a major league game, they'll consider game used. Like for example, since it's Royals, the Royals open up an authentic store. Mm-hmm. And most places, about almost all the stadiums have an authentic store in some form or fashion where you can get the game balls from either that night or the night before. Yeah, usually the balls sell out really quick from that night's game, like really, really fast. Depending on who hit it, the prices can fluctuate, or depending on who's pitching, the prices can fluctuate. I've seen game used balls go for $30 all the way to $150. Oof. So it really just depends.
Man. So you're telling me a foul ball from Salvi might fetch triple digits, huh?
Yes, absolutely. Anything Salvi touches, it's like gold. So if you got your hands on the foul ball or anything close to that, it's worth some money.
All right, man. Look, I gotta ask, because I know it was something you were interested in acquiring, but how much do you think that Bobby Witt Jr. home run ball is worth right now as it sits?
So you're asking how much do I think the Bobby Witt home run? So personally, if somebody would have kept it, it would have been worth a lot. Did you see what happened?
Yeah, I did. That's so. And we know baseball's a ruin once they get submerged in water. I'm right. Am I right in thinking that?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
If it goes into the fountain, so I call it the hydration station. If it goes into the fountain, yes, they have about 2 to 3 minutes to dig it out.
Oh.
Because sometimes what happens is when the balls go in there, it takes around 3 or 4 minutes for it to sink.
Okay.
I'm sure that ball was a little bit soaked, but it didn't ruin really anything. It was his first home run. It probably got authenticated as soon as one of the Royals officials took it. They got it authenticated. I got a ball that was wet one time. They fished them out. Literally, they just need to dry. The only thing is the threads get a little frayed, but I'm sure it's his first home run. Who cares? If he hit it in there, it would have submerged anyway, so it wouldn't have mattered.
Well, that's pretty cool. So, I mean, shoot, are we talking 4 digits right now on that ball?
First home run, number 1 overall prospect. I mean, there's really not a value. You can put, I'm sure people would have paid $10,000 plus for it. Yeah. I mean, at least that. I know Mike Trout's first home run probably would have went for $1 million. I mean, his rookie card went for $3.4 million or something like that, but I'm sure Bobby Witt's home run would have went for a lot of money.
Well, there we go. Well, you know what? I'm curious to see how that ball looks, today after getting dried out a little bit more. And it looked like did you see the clip of him and Bader talking when Bader was on third base? Looked like they were chirping back and forth.
I did not. I heard that he didn't realize it was his first home run. Bro, from what I heard from people, because I went down there that night to get some autographs.
Okay.
And I get MJ Melendez, so I was pretty happy on that one.
Wow.
Yes, I got Melendez. I can show you right here.
Oh, let me see this.
I have my autograph book, but I got MJ Melendez.
Oh my gosh, that's really cool, man.
So usually what happens is when the player has the MLB debut, most of the time, if y'all want to use this, please do use this hack. They're going to meet with their family because their family's going to be there. Right. I met Ryan McBroom when debuted, a lot of those players that get sent up, they're going to be traveling. They have their luggage. They go straight from Omaha to the stadium. They don't go anywhere to stay. And so when they have their luggage, they come out of Gate C, which is like the premium level. That's where all the players like the announcers. That's where
Oh.
your club tickets are.
Mhm.
And so you're going through Gate C. That's where they usually leave, and their family's usually waiting on them. And so anybody that has an MLB debut in Kansas City, their family's going to be waiting on them. So you have a pretty high chance of seeing them after the game.
All
A
right.
really high chance, like
That's
extremely. So I was like, they're going to come out here. I know he's going to come out. I was right, of course, but there's sometimes that they will go through the back tunnel at Royal Stadium, which is like it's like a blue fenced-in park, and that's where the players park. But and I was like, his family's going to be here. I saw them on TV. I'm like, they're not going to go through the tunnel. They're going to be waiting outside for him. And so of course, we were right. So, and it was a whole bunch of us walking over. And they're like, let's get him Jim Melendez. And so I think if he stays up here, he's going to hit his first home run probably before Whit Jr. does.
Oh my gosh. Well, you know what? It did take Witt a little while to hit his first home run, so anything will be better than that. But I mean, how big was that crowd trying to get MJ's picture and autograph or anything with MJ?
Honestly, it wasn't too terrible. It's probably about 20 of us.
Okay.
It really wasn't bad. It wouldn't be as bad as you think. The same cast of characters always comes in for autographs.
Yeah.
And so you start getting to know the same people. Some people do consignments for autographs. I don't sell my autographs. I give them away. I don't believe in selling them. I think if I'm blessed enough to go there, it's more about the chase and figuring out which player is going to go where, and then getting them to sign for you. I give a lot of my autographs away. I still have a pretty decent collection, but if say I get Salvi again, or say I get MJ Melendez again, I'll give them away. I always have them sign 2 pictures. So for having me on, and if you want to do a giveaway, I have 2 of this Brad Keller picture that I can give.
Oh my gosh.
I have 2 of those.
Oh my word. Well, I mean, hey, you heard it here first.
So we can work on a contest later, but yeah, I have 2. I have 2 copies. He signed 2 of them for me, and so I want to give one of those away.
Well, heck yeah. Well, thank you. That's very. I mean, that's very generous of you, man. I really do appreciate it.
Oh, it's no problem, man. It's fun. It's just the chase.
Yeah.
It's just the chase of it. But yeah. Anyways, before I keep rambling on, first debut, family's usually out there. If anybody comes up, they're gonna have their luggage. They don't know really where to come out, so you can usually catch them. I caught John Heasley when he debuted. I think that's the only other one. Heasley and then Melendez.
Okay. Very nice. But no, I mean, going back to what you were rambling about, man, the chase, I completely understand that because back a few years ago, before Ventura passed away, unfortunately, I was collecting his stuff left and right. And there was Panini does like a nameplate line. It's where they'll take individual letters and chop it up. And they did it one year for him. And I have 3 of the 7 from that year. And I've still been trying to track down the other 4. They're out there somewhere. But I completely understand that chase. But nah, man, it's here. Hold on, I'm gonna step away. This is a little unprofessional, but I got 2 of these. They're these. I mean, it's a little dusty, but it's a big old.
Wow.
Large Ventura one, and it's blank on the back. So for some reason, I always wanted to get like Salvi's signature on the back because I think right now that was probably Ventura's only teammate left on the team. Can you think of anyone else from that World Championship team?
Nope. Maybe besides Monty, but Monty's injured.
Very, very loosely it's affiliated. But anyways, I'm getting completely off track now, and I'm the dang host of this thing.
I was like, Monty's gonna be the only one I would think that was close enough. Like,
yeah,
roughly. It was a rough, but no, not at all.
Okay. But no, so the reason why I want to sit down and talk to you today is because on Mother's Day, my wife and I are going to the Royals-Orioles game in Camden Yards. And first, I just want to get this out of the way. Camden Yards is one of my favorite ballparks in America. I've only been to a couple of handfuls of them, but I think Camden is gorgeous. When the Orioles were competitive, that place would get absolutely packed. I think that is a very historic place. And you're over here in all your Orioles gear. I mean, you've been to Camden before, haven't you?
I have. So I went to Camden the night before I threw out a first pitch for
Ooh.
the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs.
Okay.
My friend Joey and I, he's my intern. It's a whole thing for a whole nother. It's a whole thing for another day. I just passed 1900 on YouTube, and so
congratulations.
I did a couple of videos at Kaufman, and so he was the one we met in Maryland. He's actually from Maryland, so we met there, and we're like, hey, let's go to Camden. And so I went to the game, and Camden it's what you see on TV. It's just a beautiful place. We came in from the outfield. I don't know what gate it's at, but we came in from there, and then right on Utah Street. Mm-hmm. And so, I saw the warehouse, and I was like, this is crazy. Like walking in there, I'm like, I've seen this place on TV 1,000 times, and now I'm here. Yeah. And it's just a beautiful place that, the way it looks like an older ballpark. And I mean, you're like, this is just very nostalgic. And so I was so happy I could be there.
That it is. And, I was back, I forget what year it was. It had to have been 2016. Me and a buddy, we were both from Manhattan. So we had to go for the whole series while we were there. And that was, I think that was the time that Ventura got into that fight out there. So that was certainly memorable. Something major happened. It might have been the fight. It might have been something else I was thinking of. But anyways, so I'm going out there on Sunday, man. And hey, you're the aficionado on getting everything game day. So, you got any tips for me?
So here's one big issue. Camden Yards for ball hawks is good. People want to collect, it's good. But the problem is they're only open 60 minutes before the game. You can't really do too much 60 minutes in. It just does not work.
Okay.
You need 90 minutes, 2 hours. 60 minutes before you're getting in. Say you didn't eat. You need to get something to eat. You need to get something to drink. Find your seats. Next thing you know, it's 30 minutes before the game and no players are out there.
Right.
And so you're going to be like, I have no idea what to do.
Yeah.
So one thing I saw is the Orioles are really, really generous with baseballs. So right before they do all the ceremonial, Star Spangled Banner, the Orioles play a game to where they can roll a baseball to the home plate, and whoever gets the closest to home plate wins or something. They play this silly.
Okay.
And so what happens is after they do that, they throw a whole bunch of baseballs into the stands.
Cool.
Which is interesting. Now, if you're going to wear Royal stuff, what I would suggest is the visiting bullpens closer to the crowd. So you got your visiting and home bullpens close to the field. So, I mean, if you wear your Royal stuff, look up the name of the bullpen catcher. Look up the name of the bullpen coach. When you say, hey, so-and-so, could I get a baseball? After they're done warming up, I don't know who's going to be pitching Sunday, but we have a really good shot of getting a ball because, when I went Sunday, Daniel Lynch was warming up, and it was literally, I could have got the ball so easily. Nobody was over there.
Wow.
He was warming up, he was looking to throw the ball up, and nobody was there. Nobody. I was like, oh my gosh. I walked over. I don't know what we were doing. We walked over somewhere. I had a friend come in for his birthday. And I was like, we could have easily got that ball. I mean, literally nobody was standing by Daniel Lynch. He found somebody to throw it to. So if you have Royals gear on and you know who's pitching, right as soon as before the game starts, they're going to be warming up. Of course, the visiting pitcher going to be warming up. Say, hey, I don't know who's pitching, Daniel, whoever. You might, right here. More times than not, if you have Royal stuff on, they'll throw it to you. Or, you have your life next to they'll throw it to you. It just makes it easy because how many Royals fans are really going to be coming to Camden Yards?
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
We have a really good shot. Really good shot. So, I mean, 60 minutes. I mean, it's going to be it's quick. So right after, most likely to be right after the national anthem and right when they do the starting lineup. That's going to be your window to get the ball. If you want to get a ball. You want to get a ball? I mean, you're going to have a really good chance of getting that warm-up ball. Just know who the pitcher is and just standing right where they're warming up. As soon as they give they'll do this or they'll do this. Just look for that. it's gonna be right there, and just say, hey, would you mind tossing that one up? Or hey, so and so, learn their name. We all have the MLB app on our phone.
Yep.
Look up their name. Their numbers are right there. I'll look up the names. Say, hey, Mr. So and so, or hey, I say the first names just because I act like I know them, and say, hey, so and so, would you mind tossing that up? Either they're gonna toss up or they're not. What's the worst thing that can happen?
Yeah.
That's gonna be your first thing if you want to get a ball pre-game.
Okay.
During the game, foul territory. Look if there are gonna be more righties than lefties. I didn't see a ton of foul balls go out at Camden Yards when I was there.
No, I don't recall. It's been a while.
When I was there last, I didn't see a whole bunch. I mean,
Okay.
I sat right behind home plate. They were cheap. I mean, those tickets were $80.
Yeah.
I mean, like dirt. I was like, this is it. Like Kaufman, they're like 200. They don't really have like
pretty cheap.
Club. It's cheap, and so I mean, we sat right there, and I didn't see a ton of foul balls. So, and then you're going to see the whole different thing this year is they moved the wall back.
That's right. I forgot about that.
That's less home runs.
Yeah.
It's going to be, they say it's about 50 less home runs a year because of the pushback of the wall.
Man, that much?
Yes.
Jeez.
That wall, them moving it back, however, I think it was 30 feet or something like that, there's going to be way less home runs.
Oh my gosh.
That's kind of not the park to get home runs now, unless you have a power lefty and go into the flat court. That'd be the only way. I mean, it's really not a lot. Besides Benintendi, Mullins would be the only other one I would say is worth going out there. I have a feeling whoever's pitching Sunday, the ball might fly. So I mean, if you want to play for a home run, I would say go to the flat court. But
okay.
That's kind of one of those things during the game. Okay, what I want to do? Do I go for foul balls or do I want to go for home runs? That's kind of the next thing. And you got your wife with you, having family with you, traveling and being the person you want to go. It just makes it a little bit more difficult, which it's kind of the thing that everybody knows. If I'm going to a game, I'm in game mode. I'm like, hey, okay. I'm in game mode, so you already know what's going on. Michael A. Taylor always throws up the warm-up ball a lot of the time.
That's nice of him.
He does. He throws it up. He's really, really, really generous. Yeah. Generous. I've gotten 3 or 4 from him. So I mean, I got one from him. Just got it. So it just makes it easy. I also have a my glove that's multicolored, so you can definitely see it.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so
I remember you showing that to us last time, man. That thing would stand out like a sore thumb, wouldn't it?
It does. I mean, it's very multicolored. I got it for that reason, so players can see it. Maybe it's definitely helped. I didn't even have a hat on, and I still got balls thrown to me, so you can definitely see it in the crowd.
There you go.
But Michael A. Taylor is definitely another one you can get a warm-up ball from. I don't know much about the Orioles. I don't know if they throw them in, but I would say most of the time players will kind of have their spots. Mm-hmm. And so if you're wearing Royals gear, you're going to have a pretty good shot at getting one from Michael Taylor. Just go right up to where kind of the bullpen is, that little, so he could see you and, kind of wave your arms. You got to go down right when they're warming up. They're going to throw him and Benintendi throw a couple of times. You just sit right there and you have a pretty good shot at anyone.
Okay. Well, thanks for the insights, man. I do appreciate it. Now, I got to ask, how did you finagle that lineup card? Because that's coming straight from the dugout, man.
So the big one or the umpire one?
Well, but okay. Big one. Let's say big one.
Okay. So yeah, they're 2 different sizes, 11 by 14. And then I think it's a 6 by 6 or 5 by 7 or something like that. So I got even much more of a crazier story. So one video I did was when the Twins came in town. Mm-hmm. Twins versus Royals was a day game. It was school day at the camp. I was like, oh, great. But a lot of those kids left. We're just chilling. Zach Hampel was there. So it was in the video. He did with me out. We both did videos that day. Mm-hmm. So I'll get to the big card in a second. So I went to the umpire. It was who was it? I think it was Doug Eddings. He gave me his lineup card. Say, hey, Doug. So what I do is I look up the umpires and say, hey, whoever umpire crew, I know which umpire crew's not to mess with anymore. But because here's the thing: have you ever looked up MLB umpire traveling?
No.
I would say if you want to go on a deep dive of baseball,
Uh-huh.
do it. It
Okay.
is very interesting because they're on for 6 months. They have to take a week vacation during the season. It's in their contract.
Okay.
And so they always take a week vacation. They may see a team 2 times
Mm-hmm.
because they don't want to be too much with one team. And so their travel is crazy. I mean, it's obscene how much they travel because they leave as soon as they're done with the team, they leave. As soon as they're done with the team, they leave. As soon as they're done, and then they have to take a week vacation no matter what. And
Jeez.
so look up MLB umpire traveling. You're going to be like, this is insane. But anyways, I digress. So I got the card from Doug Eddings.
Mm-hmm.
I walked over to the Twins bullpen and their big lineup card was still up there. I would have had it if the Royals employee would have gave it to me. So I would have had two, I would have had both of them the same day.
Oh, that would have been cool.
I would have broke the trifecta. Nobody's ever done that before. Gotten both of them the same day. I was right there. I mean, I was literally right there. They forgot it. And so the guy felt he didn't want to get in trouble. He almost gave it to me. I was just this close. But it's close. But
Oh
anyways,
man.
the way I got the big card was I looked up the bullpen coach's name. And
Mm-hmm.
it was from the Twins. I said, hey, no, it's from the Guardians. I said, hey, Mr. Sweeney, any chance for the lineup card? Because they threw him away. And so they literally threw him. He was like, sure, no problem. How am I going to give it to you? So I ran over. I said, you just hand it to me from here. And so that's how I got it. Nobody asked for it. Here's the thing. Nobody asked for stuff. Nobody asked for lineup cards. They don't. All the team, like the visiting team, nobody asked for them at all.
Well, shoot.
There's only 4 made. And for that game, there's only 4 made. So
Really?
yeah.
So who
'Cause you
gets
got
all the 4?
The 2 bullpens and then the both dugouts.
Oh yeah, that's true. Okay.
There's only 4 made. That's it.
Man.
And depending on the team, they may sell them. So the Royals sell theirs.
Okay.
Certain teams don't. Certain teams just don't care. They just throw them away.
Well, shoot, I'll have to check that out.
So, find, your bullpen catcher, your bullpen coach. You have really good access there. Say, hey, is there any chance I can get that lineup card? You want to ask around once the game is getting close to being over, like, 9th inning, 1 out.
Mm-hmm.
And they have somebody warming up, really just like, hey, is there any chance I can get the lineup card?
Okay.
90, if they hear you, 98%, I'm sure they're gonna hear you at Camden Yards.
Yeah.
I doubt it's gonna be very many people. I'm positive you can probably get it. Or umpires is very tricky. I mean, sometimes they don't hand stuff out. Sometimes they do. Sometimes I got a ball from CD Buckner, which I was very surprised. He denied me for an autograph one time.
Wow.
Yeah, he denied me for. Usually I get umpire autographs, and he denied me hard. And then I went up to him. I went up to him this last series against New York. I said, "Hey, is there any chance I can get the baseball?" And he said, "Not a chance." And then he's like, "How am I gonna give it to you?" So I put my hand down. And he gave it to me. But
No.
it's just hilarious. But most of the time, for people like us who collect, we either go for umpire balls, lineup cards. It's kind of like it's like a trifecta thing. Like you want to get a home run ball first, get a home run ball that's winning, but you get a lineup card. That's something to say. If I would have got both, oh my gosh, that just would have been it.
So I gotta, and I don't want to keep you too long tonight, but
no, I got time.
all right. But I am curious. We talked about this a little bit on the podcast, but for new listeners, could you reiterate why is this a passion of yours?
So, there's many things we could all do. I've always loved baseball. Once I caught my first ball and I'm like, I can catch a baseball. I can, I got hands to catch one. I got hands to, to call a player out and see him throw it at me. And, I was like, I can do this. And once I started doing more and more, it just got fun. And then you start meeting people. It's a community and, it's just something to do at the park. And, I just love going to games, but, having that extra thing of like, oh man, let me try to catch a foul ball today, or let me try to catch a home run, or let me see if I can do this. It's just fun. A lot of people don't do it, but then when I do it, people are like, oh yeah, I see you at the game all the time doing X, Y, and Z. It's just a fun hobby.
Okay. Yeah, it does sound like a pretty strong community there, huh?
Yeah, very strong. And we compete against each other, but all in all, as long as we're all having fun, like Texas, LA. Sorry, the Astros, Rangers, and Angels all have commemorative baseballs. And so that's kind of what we chase. We chase commemoratives around, And so the Royals had the 50th anniversary one, and people come here just for that.
Oh, wow.
And so the Orioles didn't have one for the 30th year. I got a 25th Orioles ball. And so just got it. My friend got it from, which I was like, oh man, thank you. So I mean, that's kind of thing we like collect. And if you get something and you have extra, you'll send it to other people because like, hey, do you want this one? I'll trade you for this ball. And so that's just kind of how it works. It's kind of like an exchange.
Okay. That it actually sounds more like, so what one reason why I got out of baseball card collecting was just the prices were going up through the roof. It seemed more becoming a business than an actual hobby. And I understand folks got to make money, but it was a little frustrating. But it sounds like this actually collecting game memorabilia, and it does sound like a pretty tight-knit community, man. So good on you for not only being a part of the community, but for the Kansas City Royals, in my mind, you're a leading member of said community. So
I mean, it's crazy because my Twitter presence, TikTok presence, everybody knows I love baseball. And so if people come in to town, they're in the community, they let me know and say, or they'll say, hey, so-and-so's coming into town. Could you show them the roads? Or, hey, so where's a good spot to go? Like people will ask me like, hey, where's a good spot to get a ball? Or where's a good spot to do this? And I don't mind giving up the information. And, I'm not there. And even if I was, I'll still beat you, so it just doesn't matter.
Like you said, it's a competition too, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Man, so okay, gotta get back to the Royals a little bit. Did you watch both this week's games?
Yes, I did.
Yes.
And it was atrocious. Their offense is atrocious. Okay, one night,
yeah,
they scored, it was 7-0, something like that, 6-0, something like that. Yeah, it was kind of a fluke, but anyways.
I mean, how are you feeling about that 7-0 win though?
I mean, it felt good.
Yeah.
But and then they get shut out the next day. It's like we don't have consistency. The Royals can be good. They can be at least competitive. They can. But then offense is there and the pitching's not. Or the pitching's there and they can only get 2 hits. It's not consistent. And I really can't blame Matheny for that. I think it's the players. Salvi's won for those last 20 or something like that. I mean, it doesn't make sense. I'm like, what is going on? So fine that hitting coach is not going to do it. I just Witt's hitting the bad luck. Merrifield's not. Yeah. I mean, him being a 1-fit, that's never happened in his career. Like ever. He's usually one of the top hit leaders and usually batting first, and now he's batting 5th. Yep. So I don't know what's going on.
Well, when you figure it out, can you go ahead and go tell them?
I would love to.
Make sure you tag them on social media and stuff like that, so they see it real good. Yeah, no, man, it's just it is all a part of early season baseball in my mind. The dog days of summer will soon be upon us, and it'll be July, and the K will be you'll have folks camped out at the K for months at a time. But I don't know, man. I've kind of gotten over the initial disappointment, I guess. I'm reverting into my late 2000s Royals fan mode. Like, if you don't have your hopes high, you can't be disappointed, right?
Absolutely, 100%. One thing I left out. So if you want, say, if you like, let me go for an umpire ball. Say it's just nobody around.
Oh yeah.
There's a tunnel. So you want to go kind of behind home plate. There's just like a tunnel, right, like a random tunnel right behind home plate. That's where the umpires come in and out.
Oh, so okay, cool.
Really good shot. You just kind of stand on the side of the tunnel, and if you want it, most of the time they'll either give a ball, they'll give something. Depends on who the umpiring crew is, but I would say go for the big lineup card because I'm sure nobody's gonna really ask for that one.
Okay. So hey, when you were asking about that to the guy who was a little too nervous to give it up, did you ask him at the end of after the game, before the game, during the game?
On
the big dugout lineup card.
Oh, so it was a Royals employee. He just felt like he couldn't do it. He didn't want to get in trouble.
Gotcha.
That's why I didn't get it. If it was from a Twins player, I would have got it, or Twins, I would have had it. But I was getting the umpire one, and then I darted down there. It was just a Royals employee.
Okay. And so was that before or after the game is what I was asking? After the game?
Okay. Yep. Right after, everybody's going in, and they just forgot the card out there, and it was so close.
I feel like that's the one that got away for you a little bit.
Yes, it is. I would have to trifecta that day. I'm working on it. I'm working. It's gonna happen again. It's
Well,
gonna happen again.
Well, thankfully you got about 140 more games to go if you want.
It is definitely gonna happen. I got a lot more times it's gonna happen. So I know somebody for that's on the Twins, and so
oh cool.
Yeah, oh yeah. Pretty cool dude. So
very nice.
Oh, I got a quick story for you about the Royals.
Okay, let's hear it.
Did you ever know I got followed by a Royals player?
No, who followed you?
I'm not gonna give his name out, but he's a lefty.
All right.
He's white, which definitely helps. And he has a kind of an Irish last name.
Okay.
And so he followed me.
Cool.
We're like, he followed me. I got the receipts to prove it.
Hell yeah.
Out of nowhere, he unfollowed me.
Oh. You say why?
I didn't do anything.
Yost.
So
what'd you do to make him mad, man?
I don't know. I was like, hey, congratulations on this. And I was being nice to him. And everybody was hating on the dude. I mean, he's not batting very good, but everybody was hating on him. And he unfollowed me on Twitter. I really wanted to send him a lot of hate, but I'm not like that.
You're not quite that petty.
I'm not, because I even got the man's address. I sent him like a pennant for his favorite football team. And I was being that I was like, cool, I'm about to unfollow me out of nowhere.
Well, we'll
I hope he hears this, and I hope he knows who he is. I hope he hears this.
Well, he knows who he is, so he can feel guilty after listening to this.
Because I'm like the one. I was team whatever with him. I was like, hey man, he's gonna kill it this year. You can see all my tweets. If you saw my Twitter, you'll know exactly who it is. I was sending him like, hey man, you're gonna do good. You're gonna hit 30 home runs. You're gonna kill it. He got a little raise. I was like, oh, cool, you about to do your thing. Unfollowed me for no reason.
Well, if folks wanted to go and do digging for these receipts, where can they follow you on Twitter at?
At Yost Malone. You'll see me on there. And yes, that's like the one I'm like super mad about. I'm just like, what? I was on his side. And so now I don't really care what happens now.
Well, damn. Well, dang. Burned you that bad, huh?
Yeah, I'm like, dude. But yeah, anyways.
Hey, you know what? It's all in the past. But no, man, I'm glad that you're part of the community, and thank you for being generous with the insights. And I hope anyone listening can take away something good from this. I know I'm going to take all this with me on Sunday, and I will let you know how well it goes. How's that sound?
You're going to do well, man. You're going to be like, wow, I got a ball. I got this. I got that. And you're about to kill it, man, I'm telling you. I'll tell you who Scott Barlow's an extremely nice guy.
Okay.
Like probably one of the nicest people. So, I mean, anything Scott Barlow, if you can get his attention, he will, I think he'll throw a ball to you. Taylor Clark's nice. Dylan Coleman. Amir Garrett's very touchy. He's a little, but yeah, if like Scott Barlow's extremely nice guy, I'll talk high of him all the time.
There you go.
I have some Scott Barlow autographs too I can give away. Like,
you got a whole book, man. Look at that. Oh, and those all white jerseys. I forgot about those.
Dude. And I know we're running out of time.
Yeah.
I got.
Holy smokes, man. You got a whole book of them.
Oh, dude. I'm working on the collection. Like,
all right.
But yeah, we can talk off air about the Brad Keller one, because I'd love to give that one away.
Okay, yeah, we'll talk about that more off air. But yeah, please, everyone, go follow Yost on Twitter at Yost Malone. Your TikTok and your YouTube are linked in your Twitter bio, right?
Yep, on my link tree.
Okay, sounds like a plan. Yeah, Yost has a great following on TikTok and YouTube. Always putting out great content there. So please go check it out. If you're just even if you're just a baseball fan in general, it's a good change. I call it change of pace. Like, it's not just analysis. It's, you're just going out to the ballpark and having a good time, man.
Absolutely.
So, but thank you.
Last thing, try Boog's Barbecue.
Boog's Barbecue.
Boog's Barbecue. That's a good barbecue place in Camden Yards. You want to try that?
Okay. I don't think I've been there before, so I'll make sure to go get a bite to eat out there.
You should go ahead and try it.
All right. Sounds like a plan to me, Yost. Well, hey, thanks again for coming on. We really do appreciate the insight, and hope to have you on again with Lucas here in the near future. All right.
Oh, absolutely. I'm excited for this surprise episode.
Heck yeah, we'll be dropping that soon. Don't you worry about it.
All right. All right. All right, everybody. It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for having me on again. Follow me on the socials. You know how it goes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And as for the Royals Rundown podcast, please leave us a like, subscription, review, comment, however it works on your respective platform. You can follow us on Twitter at Royal Rundown Pod. Again, this is Jacob Milham. You can follow me on Twitter at JMiltheham. Thank you again for listening. And until next time, go Royals.